Hi, my name is Owen Drywitz. This is my pitch for FitRight. I'm going to start off with essentially we are focusing on a plus size activewear online shopping. So imagine this, you're a plus size woman who loves fitness. You love to shop online. You find a perfect pair of Lululemon leggings online, but you don't know what size you are 14, 16, 18. You don't know. So, you know from experience that sizing is wildly inconsistent across brands. So, you decide to order three sizes. You end up spending around $350, but you know you will end up returning about $200 worth of that product, anyways, when you find that size. We find that this is the reality for about 68% of American women. Plus size women experience about 50% return rates for when shopping on active onwear. So this is almost double the industry average. We see that women are spending about 40 to about $120 on returns in multiple sizes, which is accounting for about 5 to 10 hours per year in managing those returns. And industry-wide, fashion returns cost around $890 billion annually. So for plus-size activewear, this problem is generally worse. So for a solution, um, we try to create an AI which helps plus-size women find the best activewear that would fit their body and make them feel the most confident the first time and every time. How it works is we use a 30-second body scan using your smartphone camera. The AI will analyze your unique body shape, will feedbacks, personal recommendations, and sizes. And then, like we like to think of it as a one scan shop everywhere. So it will keep your fit profile and will work across all partner brands. We see that we hope for a result of return rate drops about 50% to 25%. We like to see that customers will save about $200 to $600 per year in wasted returns. And also we'll see that gained added value and confidence in ordering online, knowing it will fit when they get it. So looking at the market, we see that this opportunity is massive. Our beachhead market is plus size women shopping for activewear. So we see that about 114 million U.S. women wear about a size 14 or above. 7.3 million of these women are about 25 to 40 years old, and they are shopping online actively. And then we see that 1.1 million of these users are addressable customers that we can reach through influencers or social media. So through our revenue model, we want to outlay a subscription model that could be either used $9.99 a month or $99 a year. Um, and we see that a total addressable market would be just around 125 to $124.5 million. And we like to think that maybe through a B2B revenue, we can help brands pay us to reduce their returns costs. Quickly, if we look at a 5 year projection, year one, we're hoping for about 22,000 subscribers to account for about a $2.6 million revenue. In year three, we look to have about 88,000 subscribers, accounting for about a 10.4 revenue. And then year five, about 220,000 subscribers, which would outlay about a $25.4 million revenue. Um, we see that like these numbers are credible. We're using a conservative 2% penetration growth in year one. We looked at other companies such as Stick Fix and Headspace who also use a comparable early growth margin, and our primary research validated that this 35 to 40% personal return rate is higher than market industry. So who am I? I'm Owen Drywitz. I'm a single founder and CEO. I first got this idea as I used to work at an activewear store, Lululemon, when I was a little bit younger. And what I was seeing is watching customers struggle with fit and returns. And I've seen this problem destroy both customer satisfaction and company profits. And I've developed a deep market validation on how this works, not through only customer interviews, but also being on the store. I've seen a competitive analysis and built several complete business models on real data, but just harder to do it with an AI sense. Um, I would say my primary research uncovered that women don't necessarily only care about the specific measurement and size more as they do the aesthetic fit and confidence that that product gives them. So that really shaped our entire value proposition on what we were doing. And then in terms of building an advisory network, I hope to work with a bunch of plus size fitness influencers and work with some retail tech experts that I'm currently in contact with, and I know some people. And then also would love to work with hiring maybe a CTO for algorithm development and work with heads of partnerships for brand relationships for future relationships as well. So in terms of like traction validation throughout our process, we've done a lot of interviews and forums just to see like with our target customers where that return rate they were seeing. And one key insight that we found was again, one of the interviewers said, "I feel self-conscious in certain brands despite functional fit." We see that that validated our holistic approach addressing confidence and not just the measurements. So again, we looked at some competitors, TrueFit, which they service about 880 million users and work with about 29,000 brands. So a big company, but yet we were still seeing that this 50% return rate was still persistent in plus size segments, proving existing solutions were pretty inaccurate. So really our business foundation and our process right now is just completing some business models, really honing down on like some some pricing models. Right now we're at the 9.99, but we're also looking at 14.99. And then we're just trying to kind of finish the financial projections and see what the profitability would be at year one. Right now, it's looking at about a 63% margin if everything would go right. Um, so quickly to end, what are we asking for? We're essentially trying to raise $500,000 in seed funding. We want to use these funds for, let's break it down, 40% technology, so about $200,000 in working with for AI algorithms, mobile apps, stuff like that. About 25% would go to customer acquisition, so about $125,000 for partnerships and PR ads essential. Um, about 25% would be to be hiring a new team, so a CTO, the community manager, essentials to be growing the business. 10% would go to brand partnerships, so business development, legal team, stuff like that. And then the last 5% we would kind of use for operations, kind of break down that 12-month runway. We see that your return would be really we have about say $500,000 at 2.5 million evaluation, which is about 20% equity for you. Year three, we hope for about 50 to $70 million valuation, which would be about a 5 to 7% revenue jump for you, and then by the 3 years, we hope to be about 20 to 28% in return increase. And really, an exit potential. I mean, we could be an acquisition target for TrueFit, some activewear brands like Lululemon and Nike, if we were really looking for a big return. Really, the quick like why this movement? We see that body positivity movements are really creating a receptive market, and it's a big thing nowadays. Everyone has technology, so this AI boom is not going to be a shot in the dark. And the bottom line is 60% of American women are plus size but still remain underserved. Um, this market wastes about $1 billion annually on returns while not addressing the correct relationship between customer and producer. So we're not just building a sizing tool, we're building confidence, we're reducing waste and creating inclusivity for our users.